Okay, can I just be real with you for a second? Seriously, I need to get this off my chest. I remember kneeling by my bed just a few years back, praying my heart out for abundance. I was begging for financial peace, for that feeling of security that seemed to always slip through my fingers. And honestly, nothing, just crickets. It was like my prayers were hitting a ceiling, you know. And for a long time, I actually felt kinda mad at God, like, why isn't this working? Why am I doing everything right, but still feel so stuck? And then something just hit me like a lightning bolt right to the soul. It wasn't that God wasn't listening. Oh no. It was that I was unknowingly, unintentionally blocking the blessings myself. Can you even imagine that feeling? You know, we often talk about God's plan and divine timing, and I totally believe in that. But what if we are, without even realizing it, putting up roadblocks ourselves? What if our physical space, the very walls around us, the stuff we own, is literally blocking those blessings, creating this chaotic echo in our minds? I mean, the chaos on the outside can totally reflect and even cause the chaos on the inside. That's a heavy thought, right? Today, my friend, we're gonna dive deep into exactly that. We're gonna talk about how to stop pushing that boulder uphill, how to stop feeling like you're fighting an invisible battle, and actually prepare your space and your very spirit to receive the abundance you deserve. This isn't about ditching your faith. It's about amplifying it, making it real in your everyday life. Think of this as your roadmap, combining my personal journey with some mind-blowing insights from environmental psychology, neuroscience, and cognitive psychology. Are you ready to transform your world inside and out? Because trust me, your bank account might just thank you later. So here's the thing. Think about it. Would you invite the CEO of a massive company, someone you really want to impress, into a chaotic, messy office? Probably not, right? You'd clean it up, make it look professional, inviting. So why, oh why, would we expect money energy, those incredible blessings, to flow effortlessly into a similarly blocked, cluttered space? I mean, seriously, I had to ask myself that hard question too. It's true. Our space isn't just space. It's a living, breathing reflection of our inner world, and it can either be a magnet for abundance or, well, a giant do not disturb sign for prosperity. Let's talk about some of these unseen blocks that might be holding you back. The brain drain. Okay, this one hits hard, even for me. We all have that junk drawer, right? Or maybe a floor drone, that pile of clothes that just lives on the floor. But here's the kicker, your cluttered spaces. They're not just messy. They are literally creating what scientists call cognitive overload in your brain. It's like your subconscious is constantly trying to sort through all that visual noise, all that junk, instead of focusing on what really matters, attracting abundance. My wallet used to feel like it had a direct connection to my overflowing junk drawer, I swear. Like, why was it always empty when that drawer was full? It was wild. And get this, research from places like the Princeton Neuroscience Institute, they've even shown how messy environments reduce your brain's ability to process information and make you super distracted. The opportunity trap. Ever feel like amazing opportunities just aren't knocking on your door? Or when they do, they just kind of fizzle out like a bad sparkler? Honey, check your front door and the paths inside your home. If it's a battle to walk through your own living room because of stuff, how do you expect blessings to find their way in? Feng Shui talks about flow, and it's not just some woo-woo concept. It's about letting energy move freely, just like you want opportunities to flow into your life. Simple things like creating clear pathways, letting in natural light, or even adding a happy little plant. Those aren't just decorating choices. They reduce those tiny, everyday frictions and help regulate your mood. Scientists call it the biophilia hypothesis, our innate need to connect with nature, and it totally proves how green spaces and sunlight can lower your stress hormones. Declutter with intention. So what do we do about it? Don't just clean, sweetie. Clean with intention. Pray over your space. Ask for divine energy to cleanse it, to make it a magnet for prosperity. It's like spiritual housekeeping, seriously. Imagine every item you remove, every surface you clear, is making more room for blessings to land. So, when your outer world is clear, tidy, and flowing, you're not just making your home pretty. You are creating a powerful, open container for blessings to pour in. But what about the whispers inside? Because sometimes the biggest blocks, the ones that stop those prayers from landing, are the ones we carry right here in our hearts and minds. Are you ready to tune into that? As you can see, the first step in this journey, understanding how your physical space impacts your flow. Feng Shui isn't just superstition. It's truly the art of arranging your living environment to optimize your brain function and well-being. If you find this blend of personal experience and science useful, and you're curious to explore how we can listen to those even more subtle inner signals in the next phase, then you absolutely have to hit that subscribe button to join me on this journey. Don't miss out. And now, with the external space quiet and ready, let's start listening to the sounds within. Okay, so we've talked about getting our physical space ready for those blessings. But what about that little voice I mentioned earlier? The one that sometimes feels like God's personal GPS for your wallet. Yeah, let's talk about that. Because sometimes the biggest blocks are the ones whispering inside our own heads. God's whisper. I remember this one time. I was standing at a huge crossroads in my career. All the logical numbers, all the advice from experts, they were screaming, yes, take that leap. But my gut, oh, my gut was like a tiny, insistent whisper saying, hold on, sweetie, just wait. My spreadsheet screamed, yes. But my gut, it was like a little voice saying, hold on, sweetie. And thank God I listened. Seriously, I fought it for days, but something just felt off. And thank God I listened. That decision saved me from a huge financial headache down the line. It was wild. You see, that gut feeling isn't some mystical mumbo-jumbo, girls. It's actually your subconscious mind working at warp speed, processing tons of information you're not even aware of. It's like your brain has this super fast system. Psychologists call it System 1 thinking. That gives you a quick, intuitive answer. It's also tied to something called the somatic marker hypothesis by neurologist Antonio Damasio, which basically says our body sends us emotional signals from past experiences that really influence our decisions. It's literally your brain connecting the dots faster than your conscious mind can process, giving you that knowing feeling. It's almost like a divine download, you know. The liar. Now, here's where it gets tricky. How do you tell the difference between that calm, guiding intuition and, well, just plain old anxiety playing tricks on you? Girl, I once mistook my anxiety for intuition, and let me tell you, I missed out on a huge opportunity because of it. The regret was real intuition. It usually feels clear, calm, almost neutral. It gives you a sense of, oh, I just know this is right, even if you can't logically explain it. But anxiety, oh honey, that's a whole different beast. That's usually triggered by your amygdala, your brain's fear center. And it comes with all those negative, what if, scenarios, self-judgment, and those tight, physical sensations like a racing heart or a knotted stomach. It feels like shrinking, like pulling back, offering temporary relief by making you avoid things. Research totally shows that when you're stressed, your brain narrows its focus, going into defense mode. But when you're relaxed, your brain can access a wider network of info, opening you up to those unexpected insights. That's the core difference. Intuition brings clarity, while fear brings contraction. So, how do we tune in? It's about pausing. Is it a calm knowing, a gentle nudge? Or is it a frantic, what if, filled with dread and self-doubt? Learning to differentiate these signals is a superpower, especially when it comes to your financial decisions. Because sometimes, listening to that quiet, inner wisdom can save you a fortune or lead you to one. Understanding your inner voice is so incredibly powerful. It's like having a secret weapon. But true, lasting peace and prosperity come when we also learn to embrace the natural flow of life itself. And that, my dear, is where ancient wisdom meets modern science in the most beautiful way. I believe we all have faced this inner battle at least once, confusing that gut feeling with plain old worry. If you found this analysis helpful and valuable, please just give me a like right now. It helps me know I'm hitting home for you. And what about you? Do you have a story about listening or, sadly, missing your intuition when it came to money or anything else important? Share it in the comments below, because we can learn so much from each other's experiences, and I seriously can't wait to read them. Okay, so we've talked about our spaces, and we've talked about those crucial inner voices. But what if the biggest block of all, the one that really stops us from receiving all the goodness, even the financial prosperity we pray for, is our resistance to change, to life's natural flow? I mean, seriously, this one hit me like a ton of bricks, I won't lie. You know, we chase happiness, right? We think if we just get that promotion or that new car or that perfect relationship, then we'll finally be happy and secure. But how often does that feeling last? Turns out, our brains are kinda wired for something called the hedonic treadmill. We quickly return to our baseline happiness level, no matter how amazing or terrible something is. It's like we're constantly running, but staying in the same place. That's why seeking happiness from outside things, especially money, isn't sustainable. The truth is, a lot of our suffering comes from clinging to things or to how we think things should be, and fighting against life's constant changes. I had a moment where I lost something I truly cherished, and for days I was just consumed by it. Then it hit me. The pain wasn't about the thing, it was about my stubborn attachment to how I thought it should be. This ancient wisdom, what Buddhism calls impermanence, it's actually being backed up by modern psychology in something called acceptance and commitment therapy. or ACT. It's all about accepting those tough emotions and committing to living by your values instead of trying to control or get rid of every single uncomfortable feeling. So, here's some gentle advice. If something isn't flowing your way right now, maybe it's money, maybe it's a career path, don't immediately see it as a no. Maybe it's a not yet, or even a better path waiting to unfold. Sometimes letting go of what you think you should have is the biggest key to attracting something even more amazing. It's wild, right? And how do we practice that letting go? How do we stay present and open to blessings? Through something called mindfulness. And no, this isn't some mystical, religious ritual. This is literally exercise for your brain, proven by science. I started doing this tiny thing, just really being there when I was making my coffee. Not rushing, not thinking about the to-do list, just smelling that fresh brew, feeling the warm mug. And suddenly, my reactions to stress started to shift. It was wild. Mindfulness trains your brain's neuroplasticity. Its amazing ability to change its structure and function based on your experiences. It boosts what scientists call meta-awareness. That's your ability to notice your thoughts and feelings without getting totally swept away by them. That's a core skill built through mindfulness. And get this, studies by people like Sarah Laser at Harvard Medical School have shown that regular meditation actually changes your brain's structure. It increases gray matter in areas related to learning, memory, and emotional regulation, and decreases it in areas linked to stress and fear. How cool is that? So practice being present, practice noticing. Because when you're truly present, truly aware, you're open to the inspiration, the insights, and the opportunities for abundance that are already all around you. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, you can see all the good stuff that was always there. Wow, we've been on quite a journey today, haven't we? We started by literally cleaning up our physical spaces, tackling that outer clutter that causes so much internal noise. Remember, that's not just about tidiness. It's about creating a clear foundation for stillness, a welcoming space for blessings to land. Then, we tuned into those vital inner signals, learning to tell the difference between God's quiet whisper of intuition and the loud, often misleading, screams of anxiety. That inner compass is your most reliable guide, truly. And finally, we just talked about cultivating a mindset of true freedom and peace, learning to embrace the constant flow of life with mindfulness, no matter what storms come our way. Because when you understand that everything changes, you can find peace in the present. So here's my deepest conviction: financial peace, true abundance, real inner calm. It's not some far-off dream you have to chase your whole life. It's not just for lucky people or those with perfect lives. No, my dear, it's a set of skills you can learn and practice every single day right where you are. And the most beautiful part, this isn't just ancient wisdom from centuries ago. It's all being scientifically proven by modern psychology and neuroscience. This journey, your journey, starts with the smallest actions, and the tools are always available for you to grab and use. This journey today, this deep dive into how our space, our intuition, and our mindset impact our prosperity. It's just one of so many topics about self-development that I'm passionate about sharing with you, all through the lens of personal experience and backed backed by science. If you want to continue walking this incredible path of self-discovery and transformation with me, if you're serious about creating a life of true abundance and peace, then you have to hit that subscribe button right now. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single one of our upcoming deep dives. You won't regret it, I promise you that. Thank you truly for listening today, for allowing me to share my heart and this journey with you. I wish you an incredibly meaningful journey back home, back to your most abundant, peaceful, and truly blessed self.